And he was like, and today he never touched Lego, never eats Lego. And when I have all my robots on the floor, he lies like this, and he is the protector of my robots. So because my mother's dog comes and he's like, oh, Lego, and he eats the minifig and he eats the Lego. So Edwin is a good protector. He's like, this is R2D2 and I am Edwin. So I've been making robots since 2007. Go back, you're spoiling all the fun. And I have a big number here, and okay, now you can change the slide. So, my friend was playing World of Warcraft all day. And it was really boring, and I saw this set in the store that just came out. I think this is the biggest Lego Technique set ever. Lee can mention something about it, but this set, when it came out, it had brand new stuff that was never seen before. Mainly those big, large tracks. The first time these tracks were introduced in the Lego line of products were in this set. There was also the power function, these new motors that worked that had nothing to do with the motors that I had when I was playing Lego 10 years before. This is the set that kind of, hey, I'm an adult, I have a credit card, I can buy any Lego I want. Let's buy a $250 Lego set. And I bought this set and had fun building it. It's true that I had also robotics. I did also, like Lee, discover the yellow brick RCX, so I was doing a little bit of robotic, but this was my first big Lego Technique set that I built. So I make this set and I'm combining it with my RCX, and I think at the time I also had an NXT because the timing was about right. So I was doing a little bit of NXT, but this was my first time where I'm combining other Legos than the ones in the box to try to make something cool. So I've got my NXT, I've got a IR link from High Technique, so I was now able to talk to the power function. So, hey, wait a minute, there's more to it than just what's written on the box. I can now combine sets that are not originally meant to be mixed together. So here I am mixing NXT and this beautiful bulldozer. And then I'm going to the grocery store and I'm walking down the street and I come across this poster on the bus stop. Coming June 2016, Wally, June 27th, 2008. I look at this and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. This is yellow, and those are the tracks that I got in my bulldozer set I just bought. I gotta make this out of Lego now. So I go home that night, that evening, and I start making, out of my bulldozer, something that looks like this. And all I have is, in the grocery store, there was a stupid little sticker book, because every time you bought little cards, you had Wally stickers, and in this book there was a centerfold, not of a naked lady, but of a big Wally robot. And that was the only poster I had to make my robot out of. So I've got my Lego, I've got my bulldozer set, my NXT, and the poster, and I made this next slide here, which will show the Wally I tried to make. So now is born Wally 1. So I made a photocopy of the logo and used the gray tracks, and I tried to make something that looks like the head, and I put this robot on YouTube. And so I'm basically the first one who makes a Wally out of NXT and put it on YouTube. Oh my God, everything changed from that moment on. Hits, YouTube hits, and then you're like at like 1,000 in like one day, and it's like, and then people start blogging about me, and I appear on the Next Step, which is like the blog to talk about NXT, and then I get spotted by Trosten Robotics, who say, can we take a picture of you, do you want to participate to a contest? And then the other German people say, can we use your robot to put on the cover of our article we're writing? And I'm like, what's going on? And all these people are coming at me, and it's very fun when this happens. And your YouTube is just going up and up and up, and I'm making money now on YouTube with the AdSense, and eventually I got banned from that. That's another story we can talk about. But so this robot just like changed everything, because now, wow, I'm making robots. People are seeing them online. It's like I'm not just alone playing Lego in my room now. There's this community, and one day I get an email. Hi, we saw your robot on Facebook and it's on YouTube, and it's really, really cool robot. And what would it take to get this robot in our office for our 10th anniversary party in Denmark? And I'm like, who's writing this to me? It's like, and I look and it's like marketing manager, Denmark, Lego. I'm like, what? The gods have spoken to me, you know, from one day to the other. It's like I'm getting a letter from Lego saying, we want your robot. And you know, what does it take? And I'm like, my permission, you have it. And I put my robot, this one, as is, with all the high technique sensors and all the mind sensors, servo motors, and like, I don't know, $700 worth of like, all my passion. I put it in a box, wrap it up, and I ship it over. And then I don't hear anything about it. And I'm like, was that a hoax? Who did I? Who is that Steven guy? And I start panicking. It's like, was this real? You know that guy? You know who that guy is? Do you know who this man is? No, nobody. He's the owner of Lego.
Oh.
You know that? Did you understand that? Yeah. So this picture is like, you know, when you have a picture like this, you, your robot, and the owner of Lego, this is, I'm done, okay? I can go home now. But this is 2011. This robot has 2 NXT bricks here. In fact, there's a 3rd one in the back. This is Wally 4. Let's just rewind in time a little bit. So Wally 3, I make it with a lot of power function. Only 1 NXT brick, because that's the only NXT I have. 1 NXT, lots of power function. And at the same time, there was an invitation to be part of this Mindstorms Community Partner Program. That was 2009. Wally was 2008, 2009. So I applied, and in my application, instead of saying, I've been playing Lego since I'm 6 years old, and blah, 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 I like Lego, all I said was something like, hey, you already got my Wally on your desk. Now all you need is me. And it worked. So I got into the MCP program, and that meant that you get more easily invited to big, large Lego events, and then you can say, well, can you send me a little bit more Lego? I got this crazy idea to make a big project, and so I got invited to a first Lego League final in Atlanta back in the days in the US, and I met all these guys that I was only talking to online before. So so I showed him my Wally 3 that's made out of 1 NXT and all these power functions, and the Mindstorms guy looks at it and goes, okay, it's nice, but too much power function here. By the way, he's the one who gave me all the power function, eh? But now he's complaining that there's too much power function in here, and he takes a NXT set, brand new, and he says, take this home and fix it. So the NXT motors are so big compared to the small power function motor. I don't know how I figured it out, but in the same size, I went from Wally 3 to Wally 4, which was now entirely made of Mindstorms. No more third-party sensors. Everything was pure Mindstorms program with the Mindstorms NXTG program. And I think this is when I kind of started becoming this purist, where I was no longer doing mixed with other, you know, mind sensors or high technique. Now it was all about what can I do with the actual sets and some additional technique sets. And that's why today my large robots are all, you know, they're not programmed in Java, they're programmed with the software that comes from Lego. And that's my personal challenge. It's a choice I made through this adventure to stick with the official stuff, and in a way it takes people like me as well, because then we have both representation. We have the guys who program in Java and do these crazy advanced programming projects, and then you have those who can demonstrate that it can be done also out of the box. So Wally 4, great adventure. This is in Lego World in Copenhagen. I meet, you know, let me try to say his name properly. Couch Christensen. There's one missing. Perfect. So on the next slide. Oh, whoa, look it. Yeah, in Lego World, so I've got my Wally over there. I meet this guy. I met him online. This man, unfortunately, I don't hear about him very much today. He had Parkinson, and his doctor said, you got to do something with your hands to keep busy. And he was also an engineer in the background and all this, and his kids were playing with Lego, and he took his kids' Lego and he said, I want to make, and he saw our Wallies, he saw my Wally, like the generation, and he thought, I want to make one too, and I want to make one that transforms. And he made this tiny little robot that transforms into a box. However, he was using at the time the RCX motors and a lot of third-party sensors in order to make it so compact. But the engineering in this was completely mind-blowing. He managed to make this little tiny robot transform into a cube. So together we're talking about how can we make an equivalent transforming robot on a large scale. So I decided to work on Wally 5 and make it transforming Wally. So on the next slide, this is what happens when you're on an MCP program and you can get an order of Lego to make a crazy project. So this changes everything because now your drawer system and all that, lots of Lego. This is I shouldn't be showing this picture, but we're a small group, so you get to see what it looks like when you get lots of Lego. Like a bag of 2,000 pins, you know? You don't have to look for pins anymore. Okay, next slide. So this is my version of Wally 5. Now again, here I'm not using any third party. It's all done with Mindstorms, the big motors and all this. This robot now had 5 NXT bricks, all networked together in a very special way. You know that with Bluetooth you can only have one master for 3 slaves. Here I had one master with, I had 6 bricks. I had one master with, I had 6 NXTs in there? I think I had 7 in total. Yeah, 6 NXTs. So I had 1 NXT in the leg, 1 NXT in this leg, 1 NXT in one arm, 1 NXT in the other arm, 1 NXT in the head, and 1 NXT in the body for making the compact. So what I did is I did one master talked to 3 slaves, and each of those 3 slaves were connected by RS-485 cable. That's the only part that was not out of the box. And this is my friend Andy, who made a NXTG block that allowed you to plug 2 NXT bricks by port 4 to port 4. So the predecessor of daisy chaining in a way. Tomorrow I'm doing a kind of a talk workshop where I talk about how you can make robots with multiple bricks, because Wally 5 is a very nice example of a multiple brick robot. So this, there's videos on YouTube. I think if you press enter again, it will actually animate. But it's just me moving around. No? No, it doesn't. It did on the Mac. So again, I've traveled the world with this one. I went back to the first event, the final of FLL, and if you look at the next picture, so here I'm with a gang of FLL team members like you guys. And again, now you know who this man is. Now he saw my Wally 4, and you know, 2 or 3 years later he saw my Wally 5. So this is a unique picture of me and Couch and my robot and all the kids. And while I was with these guys, I was telling them, hey, you want to know what I'm working on next? Because I had to move away from Wally. I made Wally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By then, there's also the EV3 coming out. And the EV3 has a lot of new features that now I can make big robots with a little bit less bricks because there's more motor ports. So that becomes interesting. Also, I always have a little book where I make sketches of what my next robots will be like. I think in today's day and age, it's good to have paper and make napkin sketches of your ideas. And so I'm showing the kids this crazy idea that I want to make an R2D2. So on the next slide, here you have the, oh, Bilun. You know what that city is? Anybody knows why I put this? This is where Lego is made. This is where Lego was born. I was lucky to be there. I took this picture in 2011. That's it. That's what Bilun looks like, right? Is that what Bilun looks like? It is, eh? Yeah. So there's nothing in Bilun. The only thing that's in Bilun is a Lego factory, and they make Lego bricks. So yeah, that's the Lego factory there in Bilun. Over here. Right? Is that true? That's Lee's house over there. Yeah.
Like, where is this?
But it's true. I mean, this guy was a carpenter. He was making wood toys, and then he decided to make Lego, and and this Lego thing just went crazy, and people started buying Lego all around the planet, and now they're the #1 toy makers in the world. And he stayed in his hometown. He's stayed there. He wants the local people to be proud and to work in the factory. And this is literally where Lego is from. This little town called Billund in Denmark. Anyways, next slide. So that's on my webpage. If you go to basmark.ca, you'll see the top part there. Those are the Wally adventures. You got Wally 1, Wally 2, which is kind of like, what am I going to become? And then Wally 3, Wally 4, Wally 5. And then the EV3 came out, and I'm thinking, okay, I got to make something different. I get a lot of white parts to make an R2-D2, and then I tell my friend, come over on the weekend so we can play on R2-D2, and then he comes, and I looked at what I made, and it's like, crap, I made Wally again. And without knowing, you know, I was making another Wally, which is basically Wally 4, but made with the EV3. So I called him Wally EV3. And this guy you saw, he's in the other room. So we can talk more about that one live in front of the robot. And in 2014, I made R2-D2, which again is a robot that's in the other room. And he's all made with EV3. And these two robots are a little bit the heroes of my life right now. And they've been to Singapore on an event that I organized where they wanted to get robot experts. And this one has 2 EV3s that are daisy chained, and this one has 4 EV3s that are connected by Bluetooth, with one used as a remote. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now in my adventure. And so it all started because of that little poster where I made a Wally and became the guy who made Wally. Now I hope to be called the guy who made also R2-D2. So thanks for listening to this story.